Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
All right, on In Transit today, we take a look at the metro and public transit infrastructure. Now, after being closed for a whole week, 2 stations on the Blue Line finally reopened yesterday. The 3 easternmost stations, Saint-Michel, d'Iberville, and Fabre, had been closed since Thursday because of important damages to station infrastructure at Saint-Michel. Now, the SDM says a beam over the overpass at Saint Michel Station was damaged due to de-icing salt. Let's find out more about the situation at Saint Michel and public transit funding in general, because the STM is saying there's been a lack of funding and investment in the metro system. Éric-Alan Caldwell is with us. He's chairman of the STM's board of directors. Éric-Alan, welcome to the program.
Glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, so 2 of the stations reopened. Good news. Yeah. For Saint Michel, how bad is it? And now at this point, are we talking just a few more days, weeks, months? What's the situation?
We'll know in a few days how long it will take, because we're trying to find solution to make. We know we have big repairs to do at Saint-Michel because there was normal maintenance, and when the concrete was open, concrete wall structure was open, we saw that the l'acier, the structure was rusted.
The steel
beam were rusted.
Okay.
So that's why we know we have a lot of work to do there. How can we do it? Can we do it while reopening the metro? That's what we're investigating, and we're investigating how we can do it as fast as possible. So I don't have the answer for the reopening of Saint-Michel. Our teams are there day and night trying to find solution. For Fabre and Iberville, it took a few days to find a solution so the train can turn around. And they're doing that between Iberville and Saint-Michel. It was not designed to do that.
Okay.
There was some work to do, signalization and security issues. So now they're able to turn back between Iberville and Saint-Michel.
That's interesting. So, because I had thought, when I heard it was reopening, I thought, well, what you're going to do is just run the train line. You won't stop at the station. You'll run the train line through and go. But you couldn't. You can't go through the tunnel. As far as Saint Michel, it's dangerous.
It's the place where there's a risk.
Yeah.
So how we mitigate that risk with some supporting the infrastructure.
Yeah.
The infrastructure is basically a staircase that is above the metro line.
Gotcha. Now, how did we get here? How did we get to a spot where we discover this massive damage that could lead to a station being closed for a significant period? How do you think we got here?
Well, there's 2 ways of seeing it. First way, we had a $14 million chantier. We were repairing the infrastructure at Saint-Michel.
Yeah.
We were doing good maintenance, and it's during that good maintenance that we saw a problem that we can only find out when we open the structure.
Gotcha.
Because we have X-rays or other investigation ways to find the ways of the structure. Yeah. It was prioritized. We were working on it, and we saw the problem. So one lesson of that, we cannot stop. We have to do those work everywhere. We have to work in every station so that we find those problems and we can able to solve them. That being said, we're late. We're late because our metro is about 40 to 60 years old. Yeah. It's a big, massive concrete structure, big engineering work, and it has a life cycle of about 50 years. So we have to give another life cycles to a network, and that will need massive investment.
So is the funding not there right now?
There's some funding, and they've been we're catching up at the STM since about 15 years, since Michel Labrec was chairman of the board. There had been more funding at the STM, more works on our network. That being said, we have to increase the pace. We need more for the next decades.
Where's that money going to come from? Is it the provincial government, the federal government, combination of both? Where's the money going to come from?
Well, actually, interesting question, and I'm glad to answer it. When we're developing new infrastructure, let's say the Blue Line extension that we'll announce shortly, money comes from the federal and the provincial. When we're doing state of good repair, doing infrastructure work on our existing network, there's less appetite for public funding. You know,
there is no sexy election announcement on maintenance. Right?
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
That being said, we had some kind of a wake-up call in Quebec in the beginning of in the years 2000 when there was that big viaduct in Laval that collapsed. And there was a wake-up call, and there was everybody mobilized in Quebec to say, hey, we have to take care of our road structure.
Yeah. Once you see an overpass collapse and people killed, we start to take things seriously.
Exactly, and we cannot wait to have such a situation in our metro, and that's the plea I'm doing right now. We have to make sure to be ahead of the failures. If not, we will have a system with decreasing liability. We have more stations will be closed. So your question is where the money comes from. Follow the money. For those infrastructure, it's partly part by the federal, but it's mainly the provincial level, and it's also the city of Montreal. Gotcha. But basically, 85% comes from Quebec and Ottawa, and it's a plea to both levels, Quebec and Ottawa. We need to maintain our network. Just to give you an example, 800% travels on our metro per day. Transit did 800,000.
Sorry, I'm not. There's 800,000
travelers.
Oh, on the metro system every day. Yes.
If you take it twice, it counts for 2.
Yes.
But 800,000.
Yeah.
So
800,000 trips every day.
Trips. That's the word I was looking for. 800,000 trips every day.
Yeah.
And it's more than the double of the 5 bridge of the South Shore of Montreal. So we have to take care of it. If not, there will be massive. It will be tough for all Montrealers.
I need to wrap up here just because the Blue Line's also getting an extension as we speak. Right? That's happening. Does this affect anything with regards to the Blue Line extension? And of course, once you finish that extension, there's going to be even more than 800,000.
Yeah, of course, because a lot of people are waiting it. Yeah. The Blue Line extension is on track. We had the funding at all level. The provincial level was there to make sure it happens, and we're very excited to announce it. We were supposed to announce it last Friday, but then that happened. But that's our reality. We have a 40 and 50-year-old network, and then we'll have a new one. Yeah. In other cities, they were building it every year in, year out, but we have old system, and we'll have a new one. We have to take care of the old one, that's for sure.
Éric-Alan Caldwell is chairman of the STM's board of directors. Merci beaucoup et à la prochaine.
My pleasure, merci.